Good afternoon, children. Children, we have been studying our chapter heating of compounds. In practical chemistry, this is a subtopic. We have discussed this in chapter 2, chemical reactions, where we have studied thermal decomposition. So, some of the compounds I have explained you earlier. Today I am going to discuss few more compounds which are left in this topic. So, the first compound which I am going to take today is our first compound is sodium carbonate, hydrated sodium carbonate. It is also known as washing soda. When you heat this washing soda, which is a crystalline substance, water of crystallization is there, it is crystalline in nature. What do you observe? Na2CO3 plus water vapor, or you can say steam. So Na2CO3 is white amorphous solid. So white amorphous solid is formed from the crystalline substance. From crystalline state to amorphous solid it changes. This is what you observe, and the vapors of water, that is water vapor or steam, is released. Now how can you confirm that these vapors are water vapors? What happens? When you heat washing soda in a test tube, this steam is given out, and in the cooler parts of the test tube, steam gets condensed to form a colorless liquid. This colorless liquid is actually water, which you can test by using anhydrous copper sulfate. If you add these vapors in the condensed form, that is colorless liquid, to white anhydrous copper sulfate, it will turn to blue. This is a test for water vapor, you can say. Another test is if you bring a blue cobalt chloride paper in contact with this condensed liquid, what will happen? That blue cobalt chloride paper turns pink. So these two are the tests for water vapor. So washing soda on heating will give white amorphous solid, sodium carbonate, and steam. Another compound which we will see today is zinc nitrate, ZnNO3 whole twice 6H2O. So this is crystalline substance of white color, crystalline, and on heating what happens? Zinc nitrate ZnNO3 whole twice is separated and water vapor or steam is separated. So evolution of steam is seen and this white substance zinc nitrate is formed. Now on further heating this white substance, the residue of this reaction, on strongly heating this zinc nitrate, anhydrous zinc nitrate you can say, what happens? You get zinc oxide plus nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. This is the reaction. Zinc oxide is the residue left when zinc nitrate is heated. This zinc oxide can be identified by seeing its yellow color when it is hot, and when on cooling it turns white. So like this you can identify this oxide of zinc. This nitrogen dioxide is a gas of reddish brown color, and since it is mixed with oxygen, a colorless gas oxygen over here, what happens? When you heat the zinc nitrate in a test tube and whatever vapors of this reddish brown color are evolving, you bring some burning splinter in those vapors. That burning splinter actually glows brightly. Why? Because this reddish brown gas, which is nitrogen dioxide, is actually mixed with a colorless gas oxygen, which helps in burning. So since oxygen is mixed, that's why these reddish brown vapors make the glowing splinter glow brightly. So this is all about the two compounds, washing soda and your zinc nitrate crystals. Zinc nitrate crystals, or you can say crystalline zinc nitrate, is also deliquescent in nature. Now what do we mean by deliquescent? Deliquescent means It is one which absorbs moisture from the atmosphere and turns to solutions. Now the another compound which we are going to take is ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride is a sublimable solid. Sublimable means a solid which on heating directly turns into vapors without passing through liquid state. So the third compound is ammonium chloride, NH4Cl. NH4Cl, when you heat it, it is a reversible reaction. When you heat it, it will turn into two gases, ammonia, one basic gas, and HCl, an acidic gas. And as you heat this compound in a test tube, these two gases are evolved. When these gases meet in the cooler part of the test tube, they again form this compound, ammonium chloride. So this can be a reversible reaction. So if it is asked to you, what do you observe in the end when this reaction takes place in a test tube, or you heat ammonium chloride in a test tube, what do you observe in the end? Is there any residue left? No. No residue is left. No residue left. Why? Because the compound has been lost as the two gases, ammonia and HCl. Now, these are actually colorless gases, so colorless vapors will be seen. Now, next is iodine. When you heat iodine, you observe violet color vapors. Iodine is also a crystalline substance. So this crystalline substance changes into violet color vapors. Crystalline solid changes to violet color vapors. And again in this case also no residue is left because vapors are formed, so no residue left. That will be your observation. You can test these vapors by using starch, paper dipped in a starch solution. That paper turns, when it comes in contact with these violet vapors, that paper turns blue-black. So this is how you can test these violet vapors. So these are the two substances which leave no residue when they are heated. You cannot observe any residue when these are heated. So this is all about the heating of compounds. Children, go through this particular topic, that is heating of compounds. In practical chemistry, the next topic which I will be taking will be the identification of gases. From the next class, we will start studying that topic. Thank you.